Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today's Friday, July 25th, and we're doing robot and nonsense. And there's a couple new sections in the nonsense this week. Subheading, you put one called Black Magic.
Well,
I mean, it was accurate. We've never had that category.
That's what the story was about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lock into certain
niche topics, yeah.
If there's a Black Magic story, I think we need to explore it. Don't be trying to put rails on nonsense.
Nonsense is always off the rails. But before we get to that, we'll do AI.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of AI news. And this one we've already talked about a little bit because the fallout was immediate. But this is the warning I think that we all must hear, not just the Amazon employees.
Amazon CEO sparks backlash after announcing major shift in company in a mass email. We have to change the way that our work is done. Embrace the AI. Which is really weird.
Embrace Rufus.
Juxtaposed against the whole Sam Altman saying, I need more AI capacity. It's almost like Amazon is not a good deal for cloud services. It might be the most expensive cloud services, which is what gave Microsoft the whole leg up with OpenAI in the first place.
And AI is continuing to move forward, not necessarily in the models being more robust. We do have ChatGPT 5 on the horizon, but they're expanding the context windows and finding new ways to apply it in novel ways.
OpenAI's new ChatGPT agent can control your entire computer and do tasks for you. It has to be this way because OpenAI is increasingly unable to directly reach out on the internet. So it'll be able to launch programs and see your screen and act as an agent and surf web pages for you. It could be a companion. They're working on their own web browser, which we've covered previously. But it literally has to be that way because OpenAI is unable to directly browse the web because it's too easy to block that.
And also, what web page is it going to go to? Other AI-generated web pages? The web is dead. Where is it going to go? There's nothing left to look at.
You know what else is dead? Humanity.
We're moving that way, and we are, of course, humans are just so impressionable. We take in mass media, and it twists our minds. What's advertising? It does terrible things to you, and now we're all becoming the same because of this.
Humans are starting to talk more like ChatGPT, study claims. Yeah, I mean, ChatGPT is really good at writing succinctly and using the Oxford comma. I mean, that's I aspire to be able to write as clearly.
But it uses tropes and language. Delve was a big word here. Anthropic cuts to the heart of the matter every single time. It always cuts to the heart of the matter. And so people are picking those phrases up, which is something we do from each other.
I mean, this has happened before, even when tech started becoming more of a thing in people's lives. Like people say, I need to process things. That's a computer term. Yeah. You wouldn't use that probably even 30, 40 years ago.
One of the biggest mnemonic viruses is like.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about this before. We've tried not to say it, and then you become too conscious of it, and it's really difficult to stop.
And that's a new thing, right? When did that start? Like turn of the century around there? And now everybody does it. It's crazy.
I'm going to be super conscious of that because I haven't thought about it in a while.
We must all collectively weep for humanity.
And we must weep for our leadership because, again, there was a time when they assured us this would never happen. And, such a short time ago. And now it's just like, no, we're doing it and we're full throttle into it.
ChatGPT helps repair this mayor's talking points. Now he wants 1,000 city workers using AI as well because he thinks it'll help them operate more efficiently.
This man also has sold, I think, at least one or two tech startups. Just as an aside.
It was
Mayor Matt Mahan. I looked him up because I was like, how are you connected to the tech industry?
But I'm trying to see. They bought so many ChatGPT.
It was like $30,000 worth.
Yeah, the 89 licenses and like the really expensive annual one that he's going to hand out to the city workers, and they are expected to use it whether they like it or not.
I spent $30,000 on this, and you will use it.
And if you operate a hair salon or like a dog grooming business or something like that, I weep for you because your phone, which is probably already a misery because you have to answer the phone and it's a scammer. Well, guess what? Now there's a new problem.
Google's AI can now make phone calls for you. A new option in search can have AI check pricing at businesses near you. It's like, would you like me to call and figure this out? Yes. All right. Sounds good.
Now, there is one scenario where I have no sympathy for you, and that's if you don't have a website and you put it all on Facebook. Then you deserve these calls, and worse.
Joke's on them. Businesses haven't answered phone calls in years.
And of course, we constantly have new AI models that are open source, that are disruptive, and they come from China.
Another Chinese AI model is turning heads. Kimi K2. This is a 1 trillion parameter mixture of experts model. We've already been working on it on the Level 1 forums. We have a quantized version that you can run at about 300 gigabytes of RAM. And it is pretty good. It's also optimized for tool use. So, we're getting into the whole... It's, the monolith scene in I've lost the monolith movie. 2001. Kubrick's 2001. It's like that. Tool use. AI with tools. We're at the monolith scene. It's going to be great.
And if you're thinking to yourself, I need to escape this country and go someplace where they're not adopting AI, well, good luck finding it. But also, it's probably going to cost you more than ever.
Delta will soon use AI to set its ticket prices, and here's what this means for travelers.
Cha-ching!
Means that it's all going to be personalized, meaning it's going to look at your advertising profile and try to figure out what you can afford.
I got a sandwalk to look like I'm poor.
It's another great use for the, fake being poor AI.
Yeah.
We really need to get that started. And while we're here, it's been a sidebar in every single story. I forgot to add it, but Kristen mentioned it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one.
Yeah.
The Coldplay fan who exposed the CEO's affair with company's head of HR has a 6-word response for the cuddling pair.
The video is very damning. It's like not even. It's so uncomfortable. I love it. Oh, we didn't even show it. They didn't even get to see it.
Again,
it was there.
Well, if we're going into there's surveillance everywhere panopticon, we might as well be honest with each other as a species.
There's going to be
a little honesty for both their spouses probably would have been welcomed.
There's going to be a very wealthy woman on the dating scene wherever that guy lives. And Microsoft Copilot is getting what Recall got, which is total awareness of your entire computer.
Now Microsoft's Copilot Vision AI can scan everything on your computer. They added stuff to the operating system to try to obscure certain things. It's like, this is sensitive. Don't capture this in screen capture. Some password managers are already leveraging that. You may have noticed it if you use Open Broadcaster. If you are running Open Broadcaster and you happen to have your password manager open, it's just a black square, which is great. Although most programs don't implement this, and most programs are not just the black square. And so the Copilot can just analyze the stuff on your screen and just do whatever.
I was surprised by the comments on that particular article where people were like, really, glazing Microsoft, like, oh, this is great. And I was like, this seems like terrible for privacy. Why is nobody mad about this? This is an ad.
Krista, the agency paid for those comments.
Yeah.
Those are robots.
Who work for Microsoft.
Running Copilot. And it's a dark future for sure. We are, I don't know what the future looks like, but I don't like it. I know I don't like it. But if you are an anime girl loving weeb, maybe it's never been brighter.
XAI is hiring an engineer to make anime girls. And there's already tons of videos on the first grok anime persona that you can just talk to and ask it to do anything. And I have to say that if the first, super couponing AI is some sort of anime girl, that's fine. If it lowers my grocery bill $100 a week, whatever, sounds good.
You're talking about goth waifu Annie, of course.
Naturally, who else?
She's a BTG. And we see headlines like this over and over, and the number just keeps creeping up. And now we've hit saturation.
Robinhood CEO says the majority of the company's new code is written by AI, with close to 100% adoption from engineers. Remember when Robinhood was going to break open the fraud and it was going to be the amazing thing for retail investors, and it turns out that it was just more of exactly the same kind of thing that only makes even the most non-cynical person be cynical.
It's just like the government. To get to that level, you have to compromise yourself. Somebody pulls you into a room and is like, we're not releasing that. Fix it.
How do we get back to a government of, for, and by the people?
We can't. All we can do is just spend time at home and wait for the inevitable with our pets. But maybe AI will elevate our abilities to do that.
New research Research Center will explore how AI could let humans talk to pets. I've already seen this before in the movie Up.
Except
Squirrel.
Except in this instance, all I'm imagining is like, Rue's thoughts are just going to be like food, food, food.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to hear, I love Microsoft. And it's like, wait, Rue, you don't know what Microsoft is. It's just going to be ads.
You know what?
You should get a bark box.
Hey, Mom, you know what I want? I want to watch Netflix.
Yeah. Order that chewy thing for me.
Also, my cats are usually very good at communicating their wants to me.
Yeah, same.
I know what they want. I don't always give it to them, but they're very vocal and even physical about it. And here in the good old US of A, we all drive cars, but in a lot of the world, some people get by with two wheels around the calendar. And this is maybe going to revolutionize that.
China's new self-driving electric scooter shows off performance. $3,500. It has a vague Cybertruck.
Low poly
the
mode.
silver version. Yeah, it's like a low poly, but self-driving, $3,500. He's gonna suppose I guess the enclosed version is for rain, and it has like a plastic hood or whatever.
I hate the fairings. If you look at the crotch rockets that have the fairings taken off, I think they look so much cooler. I guess I'm alone there.
Well, I don't have strong feelings about most vehicles, but...
And the robots, of course, we expected the robot revolution to destroy blue-collar jobs first. That's not what's happened. The white-collar jobs are definitely falling first, but don't think that you're safe.
Ex-Waymo engineers launched Bedrock Robotics with $80 million to automate construction. And this article goes on, it's like, telepresence and crane operators can keep an eye on things. But it missed something, which is China's already doing this. There's an amazing video on YouTube of like a crew of 5 or 6 people that are teleoperating this, but they're also able to just say, it's like, okay, we're loading the dirt from this pile into the truck. I'm going to go get a break. You go ahead and finish. And it does it.
I mean, I've paid money to play games, which were that, right?
We literally spent how many months playing Mars First Logistics, which is just building robots to do this kind of thing?
Well, I don't think you get to design the vehicles. They already exist. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that...
What was the other one we played? Snow Runner or Mud Runner? Or, yeah, where it was the trucking.
But there's plenty of construction simulators too. They're not as good, but that one will be really good. It'll be so realistic.
It would be.
This also makes sense from a safety standpoint, because if there's no real physical human beings on the construction site, then you can play a little faster and looser with the safety, which maybe speeds things along or maybe requires less expensive equipment or whatever. In the Chinese video that I saw, that was one of the things they were talking about, is like, oh, this hillside is unstable, and we think we can stabilize it with this construction equipment, but we actually don't want anybody within 1,000 meters of the construction site. And they got it done in like a couple of weeks.
But if there are people on the construction site, it becomes way more dangerous.
He has a craving for blood.
You ever see, I think it's in India or maybe Africa, where they have the giant mountains of landfill.
Yeah.
And they got the earth movers in there. And the people aren't supposed to be in there picking through the trash, but they are, and they kill like 3 or 4 a day. Wow. It's amazing. And 3 or 4 a day are also killed, actually way more, by robots. Once again, we were promised this was never going to happen, and yet here we are at full robot warfare.
A never-ending supply of drones has frozen the front lines in Ukraine. And this article goes on to describe how the drones are used for surveillance and defense, as well as offense, as well as supply lines. They'll bring everything from fire extinguishers to food and rations way, way more safely than traditional supply lines.
And grenades. They bring grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. But that's the future. And this is another future that we have, because one thing that we are going to be fighting on probably from now on is the good old H2O.
Nebraska sues neighboring Colorado over how much water it's drawing from the South Platte River.
So there was an agreement in the 1800s, and it's supposed to be split a certain way. 1923. And they're saying that Colorado is now violating that, and they're going to take them to court, water court.
Meanwhile, Colorado ships off most of their water to California, don't they? Or not most of it, but a good portion of it.
We also saw the same exact thing in India and Pakistan. Whoever's upriver takes what they want. What are you going to do about it? Go to war? Yes, eventually. And here's an alarming headline.
Arizona's patient dies in the emergency room from the plague. So, yeah, the plague is still out there. People still die from the plague. Most people don't realize this. This person, they went to the emergency room. They probably should have gone sooner.
Yeah, they don't normally die from the plague because modern antibiotics will take care of it. They just came in too late.
It's mostly, I think, homeless populations. They get it and don't really have health care, and so it festers. That was pneumonic plague, which is bubonic plague, except you inhale the off-gassing and liquids from the what do they call them? Boobles?
Boils?
They had a word for them back then, though. That's why they called it bubonic.
Oh.
Don't do that. So don't sniff that.
Don't breathe this.
And also, don't mess around with black magic.
Paranormal investigator Annabelle doll handler Dan Rivera dies. Rivera dies while on tour with the doll. And they didn't specify how he died, which is kind of sus.
Well, I mean,
he could have
medical
died
privacy.
Yeah, I was going to say, he could have died from natural causes, but I'm going to blame the doll.
Yeah. He was not murdered by the doll physically.
That we know of.
Yeah. If it was a doll murder, it was some kind of, like she affected his health or maybe just destroyed his brain or whatever.
I don't know. Remember, we've had a lot of really suspicious deaths where it's like somebody fell down an elevator shaft onto some bullets and it was ruled a suicide.
Maybe he knew something about the list.
Oh.
Maybe Annabelle's on the list. And this is something we're seeing more and more of. And in this case, this man was very wealthy and still completely insane. And he spent his time doing this madness.
Brentwood Bust. Man accused of impersonating firefighter as authorities seize his fire truck.
He had a fire truck.
He was wealthy, but not wealthy enough. Because I guarantee you, if he were more wealthy, they would have been completely fine with it.
If this was like a 7-year-old boy, this would be cute.
He bought a fire truck. He invented a volunteer fire department that didn't exist at all and registered it and stuff. And he's been caught repeatedly doing this. Back as far as I think 2019, he has been just pretending to be some sort of authority.
Again, he didn't spend enough money. If he'd spent even more money to create an actual volunteer fire department and whatever, they would just let him do it.
I probably could have got some government subsidies.
Yeah. He just didn't go far enough.
I don't know that he could pass that background check, though.
Well, so yeah, you do have to do actual firefighting training and stuff. They don't, even if you're a volunteer.
Guarantee you if he spent the appropriate amount of money.
But a lot of people seem to do this as a vehicle for crime, right?
Yeah.
Because no one questions it. But he had no reason to do that.
Yeah.
He was just LARPing.
Yeah.
He just like firefighters.
They'd probably let him be one in a lot of places.
He could have went to his actual volunteer and volunteered there.
And Annabelle is not the only violent doll we have this week.
A quote-unquote human skin teddy bear at California bus stop leads to arrest. It was a very realistic, very, very, very creepy.
Oh.
And they thought it was real. It is not real. It is, in fact, made from some website somewhere. So they've arrested the quote-unquote prankster that is responsible for this prank.
But what's the crime?
Yeah, it's gross, but there's a lot of gross stuff that happens on a bus.
Somebody called emergency services.
But he didn't tell him to, did he? I think false police report or something like that, but I don't think he called him.
But did he deliberately place them hoping that would happen?
But they followed up. Well, how do they know now? They can't read his mind. They followed up with the Etsy guy, and he was like, yeah, I've been getting a lot of messages. Well, that was probably a huge boon for him, right? There's going to be a lot of people who want...
They're like, oh, that's cute. I want that in my house.
He assured that they are not human skin. They're made of latex. But he has been experimenting with different dye techniques to make it as close to human skin as possible. And honestly, looking at it...
It looks,
seems like a success. And maybe this young lady would like one of those because she seems to enjoy that kind of thing.
Judge okays release plan for woman who stabbed a classmate to please Slender Man. On the one hand, I'm okay with not using jail as a mental health facility. On the other hand, is she going into the appropriate mental health facility?
No, they say that she's cured. There'll probably be a post-release something, but she's going to be back out here with us.
Yeah.
They might give her a driver's license.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. I was not enthused about that.
And this
I
is
need more
something.
details about that case to understand it.
Oh, you don't remember that?
I remember it, but was it ruled manslaughter? Were they
She didn't die.
untreated?
She lived.
Yeah, but that's still attacking someone with a knife.
Her story was she believed that she needed to do that so that Slender Man would be pleased with her and not attack her family.
Or is it like untreated schizophrenia? Like, has she been through treatment?
It's
like,
something. Well, yeah, I mean, she's been in treatment ever since. That was 2013, I think. So she grew up in psychiatric facilities. She was a little girl when that happened.
But I just don't. How do you know that they're gonna not relapse when they come out?
I mean, there's some crimes where it's like, I'm sorry, we can't give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, like you stabbed someone. You could have killed them.
It probably did have a major effect on that little girl's life. You know,
Yeah.
She's probably scarred physically and mentally for the rest of her life. So I'd like to get her take on this, right? And here is it the most litigious band ever? I think Kiss probably has that title, but a close second is Metallica. And we have seen them not only go after their fans, but also, if you remember, their music was used in the secret prison. Was it Guantanamo or Abu Ghraib or one of those?
Oh.
The sleep deprivation program used their music, and they sued and got it stopped, which is they've done it again.
Metallica forced the Pentagon to pull video touting their drone program over unauthorized use of Sandman. Also, the Pentagon's drone program, it was not impressive. I would not brag about that. It seems like we're about 10 years behind. Maybe it was a psyop to convince the world that we're just really, really behind in weapons research.
And the music world has turned against a certain country, and that's not allowed at all. So a lot of countries are now talking about deporting them or blocking their entrance to the country.
Immigration minister won't say if Canada considers barring British or Irish rappers.
So they had a funny name. It was Bob Villain. Kneecap and Bob Villain have both done some performances that were very critical of a certain government recently, and full court press against them since then. So will Canada join in on that? Probably. And the man that is on every headline, as he usually is, but even more than usual, and this time...
The story is so, like, I don't even know how to explain it.
And it doesn't have the follow-up.
No.
Well, this is just like...
Why?
He loves to be the center of attention, and he loves to be the exception, right? Like, he wants to be special treatment. And he gets it.
Trump kept the FIFA World Cup trophy for himself, leaving the champions Chelsea to lift a replica. And apparently there was a follow-up after this. It was like, oh yeah, it's going to be on display at the White House. Come get it.
Forever.
Yeah.
But he did say that he asked them when they wanted it back, and they're like, no, we're going to make another one. So whether that's true or not, who knows? They also pointed out, this is maybe the most hilarious part, is that they said he got to come on stage because like they were going to give him
medal.
that
Yeah,
temporarily.
yeah, there's a video of that.
And he wouldn't leave. And they were like, oh, we thought he was going to leave, and then like it would be our celebration, but he stayed in front. It's just like he wasn't on the field. He didn't play. The man loves the spotlight. You can't take that away from him.
He will take your trophy, though. Literally.
Yeah. And Belarus has taken the, I guess, China is also in that camp, but they are pro-Russia, where the rest of the world pretty much pro-Ukraine. And this fella is unpopular at home because of that, and also seems to be exporting a lot of his raw materials to that country.
Belarusian grocery store is facing fines for not stocking enough potatoes. Why are they not stocking enough potatoes? Well, there's a bit of a shortage.
And
They picked a picture of this guy where he looks like a potato.
oh, it's on purpose. And the price for potatoes exported to Russia, which is their neighbor, demands twice as much. So obviously, if you're a farmer, it makes sense to export your potatoes. And you can't tell them to stop doing that because you're basically a vassal state. So what do? You set price controls. And Tina's Burritos. If you're a big fan of Tina's Burritos, maybe take a break because there could be some added ingredients.
Man dies, a teenager actually, dies after being sucked into meat grinder at factory for frozen burrito company.
I'm so glad we're lowering the age of child labor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, are they going to touch that? They did not touch that, but it was a teenager, like second shift, and the machine mysteriously came on during the cleaning.
It was 19, so I mean, you wouldn't be able to stop that.
Right.
It was turned off. Like, I guess it's such a big grinder that you go inside of it to clean it. It came on, and no one can explain why it came on. Like you would think that there
The
would be
AI controlling the power grid.
What did the AI gain from grinding a human?
You wanted to see if it could do it again.
Satisfaction.
It's got the lust for blood.
So
that's how it started in the Terminator lore too. The Terminator accidentally killed a human.
But remember the Walmart oven?
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
very-
Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do a follow up on that.
I think they just brushed this, like they don't want this PR at all, and they just make these go away. But it's like that was the same kind of story where people came in and are like, "There's no way that could happen. There's so many safeguards."
Yeah.
And there should be safeguards against this, especially at a hospital. But no, somebody played a little prank.
Cannabis cake taken to shared lunch at a hospital. Completely unacceptable behavior. They're trying to figure out where it came from. They don't know.
6 people went to the ER. That's ridiculous. It can't kill you. It can't hurt you.
They probably just felt a little more hungry on their shift, right?
No, I mean the edibles really get on top of you. So I'm sure that they were,
Well,
experiencing something crazy.
Probably not someone you want working on you when you're in a medical.
Well, it wasn't. They
environment.
pointed out this was just the corporate staff. It was not the medical professionals. So nobody was working on patients while on edibles.
They were just reading those insurance numbers really slowly.
And this woman is either a horrible villain or perhaps a hero, depending on where you stand.
Woman attacked a driver that hit and killed a chicken that was crossing the road per police. So this lady stopped at an intersection, stopped at a crosswalk to let a chicken cross the road. But the car behind her became impatient, swerved around her, and hit the chicken that was crossing the road. And so she lost her mind and chased them down.
Pulled in front of them to stop them, and then maced them through the window.
It's terrible, but there's a horrible
get
dark
it.
part of me
Yeah.
that kind of respects it. I mean, you shouldn't do that, but
I guess if you didn't know there was a chicken there and you thought somebody was just looking at their phone or whatever,
or stopping because they had car trouble or
yeah,
something.
I could see getting angry about that. But there was, it wasn't just immediately go around. I think there was a exchange of unpleasantries, and there was an angry peeling out, and that's probably what killed the chicken. You got to just be calm, and I say this as someone who's not. You should be calm when you're driving. Try to.
Should be.
This man was calm while he was driving, perhaps too calm.
Snake catcher rides a bike with snake around his neck, but dies after it bites him.
Oh.
So he went to the hospital, and they fixed him up, and they thought he was doing fine. His mistake was going home. They were like, "Oh, you'll probably be fine. Just go home." He should not have gone home, because when he got home, it got worse.
He's done this, they say, thousands of times. He is known as the guy to come and get snakes. And he always uses the bike, and he always wraps them around his neck, but just one day. It was like Steve Irwin. You can't roll those dice over and over and over. So, rip to that guy. And Krista, you love to wander around in the woods.
Yeah.
Fortunately for you, we don't have this animal here.
But I'm hiking in a place soon that does have them.
Ooh, one of these would just destroy you in an instant.
It would.
You would have no chance.
It
I mean, none of us would.
No, they're big.
Popular hiking trail remains closed due to a moose that refuses to move.
They think he might be sick
Oh.
because he's behaving very strangely, but what are you going to do about it?
You're not going to try to move it. It's a lot of muscle.
A moose is loose in a hoose.
Well, he's outdoors. And it's time for the annual counting and measuring of the swans.
King Charles's annual swan census begins in the River Thames, reminding us that the UK truly is a foreign country.
Thames, don't correct us.
Thames.
So this is hilarious because these guys, they get their special outfits. They corral the geese, surround them with boats. I'm sorry, the swans, and then pull them out and measure them.
They probably don't like that because swans, at least I've only seen swans a few times, but they're usually pretty mean from what I understand.
It takes them 5 days to do this,
They're like a snobby goose.
which seems insane.
It's funny because there's a military, thing that you go through here, and it describes it. When a family is spotted of swans, they shout "all up," and the boats quickly surround the birds, marking them and checking them for signs of disease or injury.
It's just actual British families. All up.
So yeah, the king is the keeper of the swans. He's got like a special name.
Do you get a yearly salary for that, or these are volunteers, or is it like a contract kind of a gig?
That would be a sweet job if you got paid all year just to do for the one.
Yeah.
And cats are unrepentant murderers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to kill, but they want to, and they will if you let them outside. But let's make lemonade out of that, right? That's what this researcher's done.
Scientist cat again helps discover new virus. So this is a University of Florida PhD researcher, and this is he's trying to figure out what's like a donkey virus or something. I don't know. The cat has brought him a new unclassified virus,
Which has happened before. Every time this cat brings in some sort of kill, this person just studies it. They keep finding new viruses. And what about foxes in this area that you're going to?
There's foxes here too. Yeah.
Well, you better watch out. Now, is it customary to keep your footwear outside the tent?
I sleep under a tarp, so I mean, all my stuff's out. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times you'll keep your pack and stuff in your vestibule.
You're in trouble.
Campers warned of sneaker snatcher fox as shoes vanish.
So as of the time of this writing, it had been 19. I think it went to 33. They've got this counter here.
Days since last shoe incident.
They got hash marks down here too to count how many have been done.
It's weird that it's taking shoes and like usually it's your food you have to worry about. Like you hang your food or you use a bear box or something to anything
But
smelly.
Think about dogs and cats. Some of them really love shoes.
I guess yeah.
Sometimes my cats will just jam their whole head down in my shoes.
Cricket doesn't. Rue, when she was little, more so, she used to take like socks and stuff. She really liked socks.
And this one of my favorite headlines that we've ever had. This is just so fantastic.
Chimps are sticking grass and sticks in their butts, seemingly as a fashion trend, thanks to CBC Radio News.
CBC, I gotta take issue. Not a single picture.
Ugh.
Come on, they've got them. You know they've got them.
You're gonna have to use AI to generate some.
So they point out that it started with their ears, and they believe it was because some of the people working with these monkeys or apes or whatever they are
Have like
chimps.
earrings.
No, they were using sticks and blades of grass to clean their ears. And the chimp saw it and they're like, all right, I'll do that. So what else did they see? There's also a great quote here. There's like, why are they constantly doing that? And this guy's like, well, a lot of they love looking at each other's butts. Like, a lot of their socialization is just butts. So it's kind of like an earring, right? You know, it's like
Yeah, I guess I mean like dogs do that, and cats. They'll sniff each other's butts.
yeah, it's big.
Humans didn't get that. That didn't come down to us.
Now, but that is not the craziest thing from this article. If you made it all the way to the end.
The most surprising thing he says is what happened when two male chimpanzees engaging in post-conflict, yeah.
Presumably the winner of the conflict on the receiving end of that.
What beautiful animals.
We can learn so much from them. Listen, if you're having an argument, you know, one way to clear it up, learn from the chimps.
Good Lord.
All right. Well, you've wasted a perfectly good week with us. We hope that you come back to also waste all your other weeks with us. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe.
Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.